I know I'm not alone in the Battletech community when I say I took a break from Battletech following roughly 3060 in the timeline. MRMs are one of those weapon systems that I didn't use until I picked the game back up in just the past few years. Since then, I've grown to respect their role as a medium to short-range compromise between short and long-range missiles. The always innovative and industrious engineers at the Luthian Armor Works Sengunga Missiles Division were thinking outside the proverbial box when they developed the medium-range missile launcher system in 3058. Accuracy and range was shaved off of the standard LRM in exchange for volume of fire. They were touted as a way to shell out a lot of fire in the mid-range. The simplified missiles in the launcher prevented the use of Artemis or specialized munitions, but should surely put out a lot of fire. Usually technology moves forward and becomes more advanced over time, but in the case of the medium-range missile, the technology was significantly simplified. The point-and-click nature of the weapon has led to increased popularity among inner sphere units. Understandably, with their LRM systems already operating on all ranges, the clans were not interested in picking up and running with medium-range missile technology. MRMs lack guidance systems in order to make each missile more compact. As a result, unless the firing unit has an Apollo fire control system, the 2-hit roll modifier for an attack suffers a +1 penalty. 1 ton of ammo for the MRM gets you 240 missiles, which is pretty impressive. 24 shots with an MRM 10 will get you through most tabletop fights twice over. Even with just 6 shots worth in the MRM 40, that's a lot of missiles being fired. Let's take a minute to look at our entry-level options. The LRM 5 weighs 2 tons, takes up 1 critical spot, generates 2 heat, and can do up to 5 damage. The MRM 10 weighs in at 3 tons, takes up 2 critical slots, generates 4 heat, and can do up to 10 damage. Ignoring the range difference for a moment, we're talking about doubling the average damage at the cost of an additional critical, 1 extra ton, and 2 extra heat. If you're willing to accept the reduction in range, this very well might be a weapon worth considering if you're refitting a mech and want to purge the LRM-5 and replace it with something else. I know there are lots of refits of older mechs out there that have MRMs, including the Crusader, but I want to focus on a couple of Dark Age mechs you might not know about or could know better. The VT-U1 Violator is a 45-ton battle mech originally designed to compete in the arenas of Solaris 7, though it ended up being used as a useful design to quickly set ambush situations and was produced in great numbers following its introduction in 3097. Benefiting from the easy-to-maintain design quirk, the Violator has some unique weaponry, including a mining drill and a claw. However, what really packs a punch are the twin MRM-10s that are located in the mech's left and right torso. The missiles are aided by the Apollo fire control systems, which negate the normal +1 to hit roll for MRMs, and instead adding a -1 to the cluster hit table. Some have criticized the mech for only having 1 ton of ammo for each launcher, but remember that's 24 shots for each one, which is more than enough for most quick operations. The mech has 10 double heat sinks, which is more than it needs to always run cool. The mining drill and claw make the Violator a spicy melee range opponent. It does have that distracting design quirk, which is understandable considering it has a gigantic drill in its right arm. The Violator moves at a respectable 8 running MP with 9 tons of armor, which is reasonable for a 45-tonner. In urban environments, the mech shines. Being able to step out from behind rubble, firing and disappearing again just as quickly makes for a frustrating fight. Heck hath no fury like a Violator that catches its prey off guard in melee range. There was a variant of the Violator that swaps out the MRMs for a mixture of SRMs and LRMs, though personally I think it takes away from the more general purpose theme of the original. It's a mech that's designed to be useful in a wide variety of situations, and the MRMs are a good complement of that theme. One of the more notable pilots of the Violator is Star Commander Ava Ward from the Wolves in Exile. She has a reputation for maximizing her mech's potential by avoiding early fighting and stand-up line battles. Instead, she'll circle around her targets, laying traps and rushing in only when targets are vulnerable, tearing and ripping armor plates until the target either ejects or is obliterated. Anyone who suggests that the Star Commander should see someone about her rage issues is sure to end up in the circle of equals. Another MRM-equipped mech that deserves a little time in the sun is the GLT-70 Gallant. It's 70 tons of cutting-edge inner sphere technology, including an XL engine, double heat sinks, improved jump jets, a weapon stabilization system, and an MRM-20. While the mech's primary weapons are a pair of 2 large pulse lasers, the ability to pump out 20 missiles at mid-range make the mech a very dangerous brawler. It can close on its target quickly with its 4 improved jump jets, which match its running speed of 5. The mech was originally designed for production by the Word of Blake, which is known for making some questionable design choices for their mechs. Thankfully for the design, the original weapons loadout was scrapped and replaced with the pulse lasers, the MRM-20, 1 Streak, SRM-2, and a Flamer, which gives even a modestly capable mech warrior a good chance of holding his or her own in a fight. The Gallant could be found serving in units around Terra, the Lyran Commonwealth, and the Federated Suns, and more recently in small but increasing numbers around the greater Inner Sphere. I wanted to make my own MRM boat mech, so after starting at Mega Mech, I took a Catapult chassis just to see how much damage I could do with it. Running with the C6 variant, stripping off the weapons and jump jets gave me some good tonnage to play with. I went with 2 MRM-20s instead of a single MRM-40 so that all my eggs wouldn't be in one basket. 3 tons of ammo should be enough for most fights that would rarely last long enough to run dry. 2 Apollo fire control systems will help with the accuracy, and 4 medium lasers will help punch through those armor plates pelted with missiles. I maxed out the armor at 13.5 tons, and there are enough double heat sinks to keep the mech from getting too toasty. Such is the life of the Catapult Brawler. All things considered, I appreciate the fact that MRMs exist as a good mid-range weapon system for interserve mechs. Being able to trade a little bit of accuracy for volume of fire could make for some interesting battles. Is there a battle mech that you've seen use MRMs to great effect? Have you yet to try them out and want to in your favorite chassis? Let me know if you've built a machine with MRMs in the comments below. Thanks as always for watching. If you like and subscribe, YouTube knows that others might want to watch and see my stuff. If you want to see more, check out this Why We Love Plasma Weapons video linked above. Take care and go make the world a slightly better place today and tomorrow.